Good afternoon, everyone. We are back again. Dynasty Mirror Search for Huru. Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you share. Make sure you subscribe to the content. Also, go to dynastymirror.com. Again, go to dynastymirror.com. Buy some merchandise. Buy some books. Please support. Please support. We have a special guest on with us today, Brother Josiah. And today's topic is we're going to be discussing the skills needed to strive in this new coronavirus economy. I know if you guys follow and watch me and Fitzgerald Stevens, we're always speaking on, how a lot of the traditional jobs that people were going after, a lot of them don't exist anymore because of coronavirus, and a lot of things are going towards automation and all of that. So, Brother Josiah, who deals more on the tech side, we're going to discuss certain opportunities. And Josiah, I was listening to Robert Johnson. You know who Robert Johnson is, right?
I'm not quite sure. Elaborate.
You don't know who Robert Johnson is?
You can tell me. I don't remember things like that.
Okay. Okay. Well, Robert Johnson is the richest black man in America. He deals with tech.
Now I know him. now
Okay.
I
Okay. Okay. So he was
know who
talking
he is.
because he was saying like in tech, when you're dealing with it's a great field for black people to get into because you can it's just the opportunity is so great, and you don't need, from what he's saying, a lot of money to get into it. It's more intellectual commodity.
I think you're absolutely right. What you just said is something that has been familiar with me. It's
Mhm.
something that I've known for quite a long time, and I do know that if we follow the trend, we are definitely about to find something out. I don't know if some of you have in the past watched Flintstone. When I watch Flintstone, it reminds me of how the olden days people or the ancient people did things. And then when I watch Jetson, way back when, 20 years, 25 years ago, you watch Jetson and you are seeing things that will soon come to pass. That means you're looking at technology that will be coming. But today we live in that time. We live in the time of the drones. We live in the time that people can do anything they want to do with technology. We live in the time where you have your holograph in front of you making a speech to people that you don't even know and translating to languages that you don't even know how to speak, but it was able to make these things happen. They were able to build these things that are capable of making these things happen. Initially, the topic that we wanted to talk about was COVID-19, a game changer, which I still believe is the same topic, but we wanted to get the backdrop. Okay, we wanted to have a story to tell. So that way you will understand the reason why this statement are being made over and over to catch up in this economy, some of the things that you have to do in the technology. So we're going to start from the basics. COVID-19 hit, and a lot of people are wondering what next. Okay, so the question is, COVID-19 a game changer or is it a game changer? Depends on how you look at it. Now, if we consider it to be a game changer, it can go both ways. And the question is, who will it be a game changer for? And why would it be a game changer for whoever is going to be a game changer for? Well, I chose to look at it from this perspective. If you look at it from global perspective, yes, pandemic hit and a lot of people died. The epicenter started from Wuhan, China, and it expanded all over the world. And today we have the, it's very bad. It's terrible. Okay, so now we have today people, and as you all know, we all feel really bad about the situation and the ongoing situation. So our heart goes out to these ones. It has become a game changer to them in that sense. And then you're looking at those who wield economic power in the world, who continuously struggle to control the economy and control the current wave of human beings. Okay? So it's going to be a game changer for them because of the infrastructure built in financial industry. They came down. Interest rate is low. And nothing is happening in that department. Money is being printed. These are game changing scenarios. These are terrible times in the kingdom. We should be able to understand. these. So we also know that those people that are wielding the economic power, there are various multinational companies. They own this, whether directly or by proxy, they own these things. 90% of the workforce in the globe work for them. And these are what we know. Now, why are we saying all these things? We're saying that COVID-19 is a game changer. And again, we also understand that this situation will blind or awaken one's spiritual sense. What do we mean by that? That it will blind some folks and awaken some folks to understand what is going on. So let's look at the negative impacts, first of all. So we know that the globe is not only going to suffer from the pandemic, we already know it's suffering from the pandemic. So we also know that there are drastic changes in various areas, technology, social, economic, and political. There are changes. These things go hand in glove. They are affecting everything we know and had seen in life. Now let's look at the second scenario. It will blind many people to invest wrongly.
Mm-hmm.
It will blind many people to invest wrongly. I think investment could be common sense, but people like to take things out of perspective. If you have money, look at gold, look at silver, look at rare earth minerals. Okay? If you want to invest in real estate, good for you. Look at residential real estate. Okay? And before you make investment, think it through. Be careful, think it through. There's a lot of money right now floating around. Most of this they came from the EIDL. Some of them came from PPP. The majority of it are coming from CARES. We take care of the enterprises and big corporations, and that trickles down to the employees. And also, there's some that came from the incentive money that came from the IRS, and they're still gonna roll more out there because the whole idea is for people.
I don't know. I mean, they're supposed to, they're supposed to meet here this week in regards to extending some of these
That's
benefits.
right. So it's a possibility. So the reason why I said what I said is not because I'm in their mind, I'm reading their mind, is because I'm reading the times. I know if economy is bad, you need the people to spend money. If they are spending money, it's called circulation. That's where I'm coming from. If nobody's spending money, how is the economy gonna come up? Yeah, they're printing money. So now, if you want your money to sustain, if you want a sustenance from your money in a prolonged for a prolonged period of time, you need to have it do something else. You need to have it in something like tangible stuff that you know for a fact will not change, like gold, silver, and the rest of them. That's my take on it. So
Right.
moving forward to the third scenario that's coming out of this. So you want to look at the bad stuff first, then you start looking at the good stuff. From there, you can get to a point where you can actually finally determine the path that you must choose. Now, the third one is it will blind a whole lot of people from upgrading their skills because of this money coming in, they're enjoying it, and they are becoming lazy to upgrade their skill sets. So
Right.
these individuals are not seeing what is ahead. See, they're not seeing that the times that we're living in is not going to get any better. Remember, the vaccines are not yet out. There are many claims from Israel,
Right.
but I haven't seen one that got tested and it became positive or whatever. It was good. Okay. So we're hearing this stuff, but we shouldn't be carried away and think, oh, well, everything is going to go back to normal and we're just going to be fine and we're going to get along just fine. Look, man, there's never been a time we had this kind of horror story that things had remained the same. Look at the Spanish flu, look at the swine flu and all of that. You can see that none of Hong Kong flu and the rest of them, you can see after each one of these hit, things change drastically. Okay, let's take a look at number four scenario here. So there's still a lot of people that will not see. There's going to be a lack of skill sets. The skill set that are needed for the new dispensation is still a whole lot of people that's not going to see. There's going to be a new set of skill set because there are new roles
Right.
in the industry. There are new roles popping up here and there in the industry. For instance, They need people to fly drones. Where they're gonna get those people from? These are new opportunities. Who's gonna take care of them? They need people to work in a smart grocery shops or to work in a smart kiosk and all of that. Just think about it. It's gonna need some kind of skill sets. Okay, so there's gonna be a lot of changes in the dispensation that is to come. The dispensation that is to come in all areas of human endeavor. You're gonna see this is coming. Okay, so when you look at the fifth scenario, it will blind a lot of people from seeing that the changes are direct and it affects your daily life in areas that you can't even imagine. Like for instance, the retail industry, the health industry. If you're in the IT industry, if you're not
Right.
changing or upgrading your skill set, you're gonna get caught out.
Mhm.
Okay, we're looking at Amazon. Amazon is buying all the whole food establishment. Why are they doing that?
Or they already did it.
They're doing it. Okay, so why are they doing that? Why is it that Netflix picked up the stock's going way up there? Why is it Tesla is doing the same thing? That's These are the questions we ask ourselves. Why is it Tesla is an energy company that's doing a lot of stuff, space and all of that, battery technology. They just called for smart cars. They hired a bunch of people with AI skill sets, and their stuff is going this way. Netflix, the same thing. It's telling us that in the the social media related um, establishments or industries are going to do well. Look at Netflix. Look at Zoom. Look at all these ones, video conferencing, automations, and telehealth, and etc. etc. I was seeing a doctor yesterday for some things. We had to do the video conferencing and all of that. That's not going nowhere. That's going to be there for times to come. There are skill sets needed to maintain those systems. There are people needed to write the software that gets those done. And today, the technology has so advanced that it made a lot of things that you had, like in the past, you had to read a whole lot of textbook to understand some concept.
Right.
Today, you just go to Google and you type it and you see how it's done absolutely step by step. So that's what we are talking about here. So when you look at what I've just explained, you will see that there are many things that will be affected, that will be, especially workers in the front line. There are people that I call workers in the front line. If you find yourself working in a cleaning business, you're a worker in the front line. If you
Right.
find yourself in healthcare, CNA, RNA, all of that, doctor, you're a worker in the front line. If you
Right.
find yourself in education, same thing. Only that some places are not opening for students and teachers to mingle.
Right.
They are using telecommunication, I mean telecommuting system like video conferencing and all the rest of them. That's what they're using. And Zoom is involved, but Zoom is not is half of secured and people are looking into other stuff. And some of these solutions we do have as well. So if you're in transportation, you're in the front line. So if you're in any sort of thing that exposes you to other people, because moving forward, there's not going to be any need for people to come in close proximity with others. The technology is out there. The
Right.
technology builders are now flexing their muscle. They're throwing their weight around, saying, "You see, we're telling you guys we need to automate, we need to build all these systems."
Right.
And legislation is not allowing us to do so. But with the pandemic, they're going to go and do it, and they have the full support of the system there is in order to curb what's happening right now to mankind in the globe. So now that we've looked at the bad part of it, the negative impacts, let's look at the positive impacts
Hmm.
on how this game-changing exercise will affect you and myself.
Okay.
So we look at the awakening of the spiritual sense. Those who are awake, they're gonna be able to see these changes.
Right.
Those who are awake will recognize that this is the time for you and me to take the processes that drive production to the raw materials. We have to find where the raw materials are and take the process that derive the production of those raw materials to finished goods. That's what we need to be heading to, if you know what I mean. So you get that money that you have right now. here in the States, but somewhere else it was a lot. So that's where you need to take that money to and start doing something with it. You're not going to go there and keep the money in the bank because it makes no sense. You're going to go there and look into agriculture. You're going to go there and look into manufacturing. You're going to go there and look into real estate. You're going to go there and look into business administration and management because these are what is needed to thrive in this economy. Social media, influencers for marketing, and all the rest of them. SEO for web and internet marketing, all the rest of that. So these are the areas we need to be looking into. People currently are making money sitting at home. You
Right.
need to tap into those resources. How are they doing this? How are they making this money sitting at home? There's many channels and resources. There are many formats and educational programs that you can get into. You have Udemy. You have all sort of move from the most popular universities in the world, MIT, you have John Hopkins, you have Coursera, and etc. and etc. You also have local people that are teaching in areas of IT foundation and AWS cloud and the rest of the cloud training and the rest of them. Some of these programs you need to find them, and most of them are free right now.
Mhm.
You need to get into them, take hold of them, learn them, and master them. So, with all this being said, what are the technologies that's gonna be going behind these changes that are to come? What are the technologies that are
Right.
gonna go behind them?
Before you get
That's what
started,
we
guys, make sure you hit that like button. Again, hit that like button and share the content, you guys. All right, go ahead.
so what are these technologies? So technology wise, when I mention Netflix, some of you be like, okay, Netflix. So, but there are technologies behind Netflix. They use a lot of cloud technology in for there. They use a lot of if you're a web developer, you are needed. If you're in DevOps, you are needed. If you don't know anything about cloud, you can learn about it. There's a lot of MSPs, managed service providers in the cloud that are out there. There's Google Cloud Platform. There's AWS, Amazon Web Services Platform. There's Azure from Microsoft. There's a lot of educational programs going on. We offer one. Each one teach one. We offer you IFACT, which is IT Foundation for AWS and cloud training. Okay, so that's what we offer, and that's for free for the first year. And the program runs for 16 weeks, and that's what we're doing right now. And it's only open to women. And the question is, why is it open to women? And I'll tell you why. The reason why it's open to the women is the in the Western world, there's a shift in power. If there are women are getting power, and our women are high up there, so all we have to do push our women to gain power in tandem. At the same time, they teach our children because they are the first teachers of our children. Over time, we get what we desire. That's why we're focusing on women because we want them to get where they need to be at so they can help the youth, the children first, and the youths, and we can get where we need to be at. That's why our focus is on the women. I'm sorry about this person
It's
calling me.
fine.
I'm gonna turn my phone off. So,
Okay, no problem. No problem.
some of the technology we're looking at is the cloud and data science. If you don't know anything about data science, I encourage you to look into it. There's a lot of programs out there from various schools, universities. There are safe pace programs. There are many safe pace programs that you can get into
Hmm.
that's out there. And some of them are free and you can get into them and they're not hard, they are easy to play with, and they have high level languages you can get involved. Like Python is like you're writing a prose in English. It's not a hard program. It's not a hard language to program. It's straight to the point. Now we also have machine learning, we also have deep learning, and you also have artificial intelligence. So machine learning, deep learning, and artificial intelligence are closely related. All of them boils down to the finished product, which is artificial intelligence. So you use machine learning to learn complexes and feed models to these complexes, which now understand the models felt to them and use the sampling of those models to solve many other problems. So they can tell one model the difference between one model to another. And then you have the deep learning, which is more advanced part of the whole process. And those will yield artificial intelligence. And that's how you see all these um, um, search engines that are finding out what you're buying, where you're going, what you're doing, at what time, and etc. and etc. So that's what they are using, okay, in their algorithm. So there's also going to be the tech, IT tech job. It ain't going nowhere. There's always going to be help desk, and there's always going to be support desk because these technical stuff they break. When they break, somebody got to fix them. There's always going to be that job. There's always going to be
Hello, you there?
there's always going to be IT auditors. There's always going to be people to maintain all this stuff. Okay. There's always going to be programmers or coders. They're always going to be there. There's always going to be, actually, these are new growth hackers. If you don't know what growth hackers are, go find out. Growth hackers are people that help businesses, new businesses or startups, to grow faster than the usual they would have in a normal economy. But in a social economy, you need growth hackers to make you grow strong and powerful using the power of social media. So you need growth hackers to help you with that. And now you also have the social media influencers. The social media influencers are becoming very powerful. So if you have access to YouTube, start building your brand. Start building your brand by formulating a genre of what people like. And you blow it up like Dynasty Amir did, and he's
Right.
identified by what he do. And you can help a lot of people grow their businesses that way. And you can foment strong relationship with businesses that will help you carve out your own piece of the apple pie. So the COVID-19 hit. It's a terrible thing that happened, just like every other terrible situation. People still benefit from it, and a whole lot of people lose from it. So today we're going to look at it from a positive perspective. What can we do? And that's just what we have run down and talked about. How can we view this? How can we view it from a perspective that opens our mind to see the opportunities that there is in there? So an Englishman once said, in times of war, people still makes money. Okay? Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith, he made mention of that. I'm not supporting anything that is out of line in some of the stuff he postulated, but it's always good to emulate or you know take from winning strategies.
Right.
So with all these things being said, I will hope that some of the listeners to today will consider some of the points raised and gear towards growing and upgrading their skill sets and taking in newer roles by upgrading their skills. If you upgrade your skill, you can take on a new role. If you don't upgrade your skill, it's like um, it's like something that if it's not used, it becomes useless. If you continuously use something, it's sharpened. It's like a knife.
Right.
Okay, when you sharpen it, it get really sharp, and you continuously use it. But when you don't use it, it's blunt. So I'm encouraging everybody to do the best that they can. You have the Google there. If you don't want to spend money, you can spend the time and get quality information from Google. Study specific things, ask questions from experts or people that have done it before. They will guide you. Okay, so that's basically a rundown of some of the things that we wanted to talk about with respect to the dispensation and the things that we are seeing in these terrible times.
Okay. Listen, you open up the lines. There's a lot of feedback in the background. If you guys want to call in, anybody want to call in and ask a question, send me an email, who at searchforwho.com, who at searchbywho.com. If you guys want to call in. Let's see here. Let's see here. It was promoted. Okay, let me read this question. Hey, Dale Sonic, why don't you just call in?
Yeah, call in.
Yeah, Dale Sonic, call in. That's the email. Send me an email and I'll send you the link. Call
Yeah,
in
let's
and,
talk about it.
call in and ask your question. But everyone, thank you for joining. Make sure you hit that like button as well. Please hit that like button and go to dynastymirror.com. This is the Prince of Otoruo shirt, the Prince of Otoruo shirt. So go cop it.
So I strongly encourage you, if you have access. I know a lot of people can't travel right now. If you have access to traveling, to go down there where the resources is at, and figure out what you can do. I also encourage you to watch YouTube video from BAG. That will also encourage you to see the reason to do that. Black Acres of Gambia. You should watch some videos coming out of there, and also watch some video from ES. These are people doing amazing things, and I want you to understand that there's special kind of benefit from getting your hands dirty. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. All right, let me check the email real quick, see if we got anybody in the email. Yeah, no, yeah. Again, if you want to call in, send me an email. Uhuru at searchforuhuru.com. Send me email, you guys. But if not, Josiah, we'll go ahead and close out. Tell people how they can reach you and
All right. So you already know. I am Josiah, and I am the one behind Each One Teach One. Each One Teach One is a program that bridges the gap between the mentees and the mentors. It's a
yeah, Josiah, you got the replay playing. You got to turn that. You got to put that on mute.
All right. Sorry about that. I got a replay playing. I was just trying to look at to see what the people are saying. Okay. Somebody says they put up their first website. Okay. All right. That's cool. Now, if you want to get a hold of me, I am behind Each One Teach One YouTube channel. I'm pretty active. I have several videos on the training class trainings that we have right now, and I do software development. I specialize in security as well. And you can get my email through Dynast Amir. And if you really want to get a hold of me, you can go through Dynast Amir to get my information. If you just want to know what I do, check Each One Teach One on YouTube. You can get a hold of me as well through that channel.
Cool, perfect. Let me check the email again, see if anybody called in. Email. No email. So everyone, thank you so much for joining. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Go to dynastymirror.com. Until next time, family. Dynasty Mirror Search for Hulu. Peace.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.